welcome back to the Calculator Review, hosted on caliquin.com. Today, I have this little fancy-looking leather pouch. As you can see, it's very small when compared to my hand, and that's because the calculator inside is in fact very small. This is the Sharp EL-8141 electronic calculator. So it's very, very small, as you can see, and this came out around 1979. I don't have an exact date, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, in fact, 1979, just given how it looks and the fact that it doesn't run on any kind of solar power. So this actually runs on two LR1120 batteries, which I've got here. To get to them, you need to unscrew this single screw on the back, which is kind of annoying, but not a big deal. And then the back is a little tricky to get off. Okay, it came off right then, but sometimes it just kind of stays in place, and I'm not entirely sure what holds it there. And then to get to the battery compartment, you've got to slide this over and then kind of pry it out. So it's a little cumbersome to get all of this. So let's throw in these two LR1120 batteries and put the cover back on, and that beep is an indicator that it's working now. Slide on the back cover, which goes in like so. And one of the things that kind of annoys me about this calculator is it doesn't look like it is actually properly seated when it is. It's a little bit awkward, and I feel like they could have done that better. It would have been nicer if it was flush up at the top, but it just isn't. And the first few times I took this thing apart, I got really confused because I thought it was supposed to be flush. So get this screw back in. Nope. So you'll have noticed that this thing beeped when I first turned it on, and that's because it's got a little button here that lets you turn on or off the sound. In fact, I'm going to move the microphone a little bit closer so that you can hear it. So that's kind of neat. I was hoping when I bought this that... Oh, I'm losing my light here. I was hoping that when I bought this, it would actually play different sounds for each button, but it's just this one beep, which is a little disappointing. I was hoping for something a little more interesting than that. Okay, well, my new light source here isn't wanting to stay on, but I don't think I really need it. There we go. So, this thing is almost entirely metal. There's very, very little plastic. All the buttons are very flush. It's actually very easy to type on it. Let's see if I can clear this memory. So, as far as standard deviation goes, this isn't exactly great. As you'll see, the I say this so many times. The square root of 2 times the square root of 2. There, I said it correctly that time. I keep messing that up, but as you can see, you get 1.9999998 for this. So even though it's not entirely accurate, this is a really, really nice little calculator. It looks and feels amazing. It's a bit heavier than it looks. As I said, it's solid metal, and it just feels really, really nice. There's no sharp corners, and you can rub your hands all over it without anything feeling like it's jagged. And even though they designed this part up here weird, it doesn't affect the functionality or feel of this thing whatsoever. Of course, coming with a leather case, as all calculators in the 70s did, and early 80s, that's just bonus points for me. I bought this thinking it was going to be a musical calculator because I didn't understand that the little note here actually just meant that it would beep. I was kind of hoping to do a whole line of musical calculators from Sharp, because that's what I thought these were. turns out musical calculators aren't as popular as I want them to be, but they do exist. I did review that drum calculator a while ago, and I have seen some other pretty interesting ones, but I won't get into those right now. So as far as pressing buttons, everything's very, very smooth, very responsive. I do like the audio feedback to let you know that you have in fact pressed a button. Yeah, it's very small, very, very stylish. This will easily fit in a pocket, maybe even a wallet. It's actually roughly the size of those credit card size calculators that I've been seeing, but way, way better quality than any of those. I like this look a lot more than those kinds that you can get on eBay or whatever. I did buy this on eBay for about 10 bucks, and I'm very happy with it. This is definitely something that's really nice to add to my collection. I don't have a whole lot to say negative about it, other than it wasn't exactly what I expected, but, you know, that's my fault for not looking that up, not the calculator's fault for existing. So yeah, that is this, let's see, this comes from Japan, and it's Sharp. All the Sharp calculators I've looked at so far have been fantastic. My hopes were actually not exactly all that high as far as the quality goes for this thing is, but I was pleasantly surprised. Anyway, so yeah, that's the EL-8141. I hope you enjoyed this review. Have a great week.